how cool would it be to like integrate an ILKB class like on the beach or to jump into an already active location? I would just love to hear your perspective a little bit more on that.
Oh gosh, I love it. Well, first off, invite me to the beach to do an ILKB workout. I'm in on that. Okay, I'm here with Coach Schakara out of Pueblo, Colorado. So excited to have you on the call. We're going to do a strategy session together. So welcome to the call.
Thank you so much for having me. A pleasure to be here.
Now, you've got a lot of fitness experience under your belt. You've been with ILKB in the past, and I know you coach every single day. So tell us a little bit about your experience, and then we'll get into what you want to learn from the strategy session. Let's go.
I've been an athlete my whole life. My dad was a coach for the Paralympics. I grew up playing every sport, every season, keeping myself busy. And I really found my love for kickboxing when I finished college volleyball and I first started coaching, and I was really looking for high intensity workouts. I was used to double day, like 2-a-days, doubling up. I was used to competing at a high level, having long tournaments back to back on the weekends. And so I was craving something that brought a little bit more fire in that competition aspect, and who better to compete with than yourself? So that's what I love about martial arts. It's a great way to grow, to evolve, to learn more about yourself, to really find empowerment through your lifestyle and fitness and workout. So I've coached many things. I've been an instructor in many things, but I think my specialty with kickboxing I've been doing for over a decade. And it's just been a really big part of me. Every chapter of my life, whether I was pregnant, whether my dad was dying, whether I was moving and trying to find new friendships, kickboxing was always there and a great connector in between those chapters.
I love it. And you're right. Kickboxing is always there. It'll never leave you, right? So, and you know what? I love what you say about it's a battle with yourself. Yeah, I fought in the ring with an opponent, but really when you're training and exercise, it's about battling yourself and fighting, because everybody's fighting things every single day. Life is hard, right? So that's the beauty of it. So I absolutely love that. And it was always there, your fallback. So that same with me, exact same thing with me. And I love that. So congrats on that. So what are we doing now? Tell us what we want to work on with your strategy session today.
I love it. So, I think there's this misperception, and the beauty of me being a fitness instructor for quite some time is I experienced COVID. I was in the gym where we got pushed out. We had a ton of members through ILKB, actually, that I was managing. We had a ton of members and that were really yearning to still have this a part as their daily workout. And so we were able to transition to online. I've been in Snap Fitness in Pueblo West for 3 years, building a really intimate setting. And it's so interesting to me that people almost kind of frown upon remote sessions and having that as privates and one-to-one work. And I disagree personally. I think, with what we do and how our classes are planned is you don't need the bells and the whistles and the bags. Some of the best discipline that comes within martial arts and kickboxing is shadowboxing. And if you're having an instructor that's spending their time right there looking at your form, giving you live feedback, I feel like you get a little bit more of me than you would when I'm in a classroom and I have multiple clients that I'm going around to support. And so with someone like you who's been in this industry, seen all sides of it on the logistics side, in the trenches, being competitive as well yourself, can you just share maybe to the community the benefits that comes from having privates and one-to-one training via remote?
Oh my gosh, it's it's today's technology, right? And people have to lean in on it. I think when COVID happened, and I was probably guilty of this too, people went the other extreme. They like we hate remote work, we hate doing things on a screen. We want to go back to the way it was, right? I mean, the way we used to do it. And people are a little bit, they don't want to change. Nobody wants to change. Change is hard, right? We know that. So now, though, we've learned there's so much you can do through a screen and through tech. We have to accept it. So we can still have our hardcore in-person stuff if we want, but look, there's so much more we can do on Teams. There's so much more reach we have. Like, we did this cert together online, and we're 1,000 miles apart, but I can watch your form. I can see your elbow and your technique and your kick and your punch. I can see that. So that's the value of it. And shadow boxing is a part of training. All world champion fighters shadow box. That's where you develop your real skills. That's where you develop it right there. It's not on the bag, right? It's shadow boxing, working the technique. So it's just muscle memory, and visualizing. I'm visualizing what I'm doing, what my opponent's doing. That's where the champs are made right there. And that's why the Muhammad Ali shadow box. That's why everybody today still shadow box. So I'm with you. I'm in your camp. I love both worlds in person. I love on camera. I love on a screen. I love the one-on-one. We've just got more reach today and more speed.
And I think it was really sharing the benefits that comes with remote training and having that coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. You can do it. You can reach more people across the world, across the globe. You can do so much. You can do one-on-ones with them. You can do group training with them online. It's really pretty doggone amazing. I've enjoyed it more and more the more I get into it. So I love it all. Of course, I love in person because I actually physically hold the pads and help people hold the mitt work and things like that. But let's not discount the online training on the screen as well.
Okay, my next question. So a lot of people express to me almost maybe this intimidation of kickboxing. And it's interesting, in Pueblo, Colorado, it's hardcore boxing. Very, very much so. There's not too much jiu-jitsu. There's not hardly any Muay Thai. And I think I'm probably one of the only ones that runs kickboxing. It's all still within the umbrella of martial arts. I personally try to share with people the benefit of using your entire body. That, when it comes to our quads and our hamstrings, those are our largest muscles and components when it comes to our physique, versus boxers are really top heavy. That allows me to already draw from where those units are and to create that momentum, to have it move through my entire body, to really get that toned muscle and to really allow me to extend my stamina and my endurance. So I think sometimes maybe this intimidation is a little bit of like lack of knowledge, but when I have people who are interested and maybe feel like, I don't know, right, I'm not in their head, whether maybe they're not good enough, the transition from boxing to kickboxing, maybe of the little high intensity with the cardio. The beauty of what we do with ILKB is it's all ages, all genres, all physique levels. And I continue to share this like I am with you, but is there any other key points that I'm missing that will really allow people to see the benefits that kickboxing brings versus boxing?
You nailed it. I mean, I agree with you. I think it's a lack of education. I think the word kickboxing itself can be intimidating, just the word kickboxing. That's why I like the name. I love kickboxing. A heart. I mean, a heart. It brings the intimidation level down when you see a logo with a red heart. I mean, how can a heart be intimidating, right? So that's why I love the name. But you're so right. Kickboxing works every muscle group, multi-directional. And I say this to people and I explain it. I say most people go to the gym, they get on a treadmill, elliptical, stair climber, and they're moving one-dimensional. Like this, but kickboxing pulls everything different direct. You're moving your body in different directions, different ways. Plus, it helps your coordination, your proprioception, knowing where your body is at all times. Oh my gosh, it's so good for you to get foot-eye coordination. I talk about foot-eye. A lot of people in the Western world, hand-eye coordination, throwing and catching a ball. That's hand-eye. Foot-eye coordination. Can I take my foot and put it on the spot on the bag? Right. That's why soccer players, they have good foot-eye coordination, but kickboxing does all of this for you. So I agree, it's a lack of education. It's one of the best things in the world. That's why we need more coaches just like you.
So this is leaning more, this next question, kind of more within the coaching aspect instead of like focusing on demographic connection. I as well act, and one of the beauties of what I do and what I miss about ILKB and managing is that I would travel to different locations and help with training. And so I would love, being as an independent contractor, that's the beauty of that, is we have that freedom to market ourselves with a really fits our voice and our authentic expression, to have the freedom of our hours and to control our location and where we're going in to create a positive atmosphere and to build connections. Do you have any tips or advice for someone like me who also acts on the side? And when I travel, like when I'm in LA, and if I'm doing film work and there's a day or two that I'm off, how cool would it be, right? To like integrate an ILKB class like on the beach, or to jump into an already active location. I would just love to hear your perspective a little bit more on that.
Oh gosh, I love it. Well, first off, invite me to the beach to do an ILKB workout. I'm in on that. Well, that's exactly why we created the coach program the way we have, because we want people like you to teach anywhere. Unfortunately, there's not as many brick and mortar locations anymore. And, that's not the direction of the brand, because that's not a bad direction, but it's just not the direction that we want to take the brand, because it limits the amount of people that we can impact. First off, I have to have to afford a $250,000 location, there's a very limited pool of people that can do that. And then the location's in one spot and you may not be close to it. Can we get great coaches like yourself traveling, going around to the beach, going, to wherever we can impact people and help people? Can we get them coaching a class, whether it's in non-traditional, I call it non-traditional places, churches, rec centers, beaches, parks, garages, living rooms, right? Can we be creative and teach anywhere? And I think we can. In fact, I know we can. Why can't we? So let's do that. That's the direction. So to answer your question, if I were you, I would push my personal social media. It costs you nothing, that you're coaching classes, you're coaching people wherever and whenever you can, wherever you travel, right? That's how I would do it. So use that personal social media. Again, you don't have to run ads for that and cost anything, but push that. Let people know you're coming to town. I'd love to coach a few people on a kickboxing class, have some fun. Let's go. You can carry your mitts, your pad work, your pads in your bag, and go to town, and you can have a blast, right?
Yeah, I love it. I'm teaching right now 4 classes, so they're all signature ILKB classes. We'll do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening at 6 p.m. And then I also have a Thursday AM, 11 a.m. And it's really nice. I prefer, people to work their way up to being able to take 3 classes a week. The beauty of us having those 3 classes back to back is you really get to reach your fitness goals a little bit faster. You get to work through your soreness. You really get to help elevate just your fitness level. And then you have kind of that weekend to recover. We have another instructor that runs boxing on Mondays. But yeah, my demographic, it's anywhere from, high schoolers that are come and attend all the way up to 70-year-olds, all ages. Like I said, all fitness levels. I have some that come from a large martial arts background. They like to continue being pushed with advancements. And that's a little bit of the beauty of what I can bring. And then I also have those that, are brand new. I had a group of CrossFitters that their gym closed and now they're diehard kickboxers. Yeah. And so it's great to kind of see, all ages. I have some that have a lot of injuries and different preventions within their own body from past experiences. And it allows them to feel really good in that badassery of being able to come in, right, and like kick ass. And yeah, I think that's the reward of what I do is not only I love to work out, and getting paid to work out is great, but it's really being a part of people's fitness journeys and to celebrate those little milestones with them.
First off, badassery. What a great word, right? Maybe we need to put that on a shirt. I think that's a good one, right? But I think you nailed it with milestones. That's the key. And whenever you need to celebrate people showing up. Because you're going to deliver the good class. They're going to get a great workout, right? We know that's going to happen. You're awesome. So all they have to do is show up. So let's just focus on getting them to show up 2 to 3 times a week. And I'm telling you, it's an honor when someone shows up 2 to 3 times a week to my business, because it's hard to show up 2-3 times a week to a business. I mean, think about it. Maybe you're home or you don't want to get out of the house and you get in the car and you drive and you go over there. I could go anywhere in the world and I choose to go to your business, your place of business, see you. So it's an honor. So celebrate their milestones. The brag boards. I recommend the brag boards, the ILKB brag boards. 10, I crushed my first workout. 10 workouts, 25 workouts, 50 workouts. Then you can take a picture, put it on social media, celebrate them, right? Celebrate their birthday. All kind of fun things you do, but celebrate the fact that they're showing up and they're attending, and you're going to push them when they get there. So keep that up. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, I mean, I think I need to get definitely the brag board. So I was like, that will be next on my collection of things. Yes, but no, referrals, it's really nice. Think Snap in general, they do a really great job of outside of memberships, you can do class plans or punch cards, or you can just drop in daily, right? And like pay your fee. But we also have a 10-day free trial. And that allows people a little bit longer to a week to really see what those benefits are. And I actually have one girl that just finished her trial yesterday. So when I go back into the gym tonight, it's really going to be that test, right? Did I really hit all those points and give her everything she needed to believe in the program and to feel like it's something she can integrate in her lifestyle? I think outside of that, I'm really welcoming anyone that wants to talk I'm never one that shuts doors. I'm never one, we have a sign and I don't use it where it's like, stop, there's a class. I want you to come in. I want you to see what I'm doing. And I really take the time that anyone's just observing, to one, that my clients feel comfortable with them being in the space, but two, that they really know that it's an open door and whenever they're ready, that I'm here for them.
That's what we want to do. So I love what you're doing. Great work.
What I used to love about when I was working specifically for a brick and mortar of ILKB, they do a really good job at different vendor markets or different fitness festivals and having a table, bringing some mitts, doing some demo gloves. We even went around in the past just kind of in our shopping centers and doing some mitt drills in the parking lot or asking people if they want to come and try. I'm really right now trying to reach more during summer our high school community. Would really love to kind of focus a little bit more on young girls and really just showing not only, like we said, the moment of empowerment, but really just kind of that extra lining of awareness and body connection and safety, and really how kickboxing can help support them, whether they're trying to lose weight or gain muscle, right? So that's really right now where I'm a little bit in my creative space, is getting into the summer and seeing how I can bring a specific program for high schoolers.
I love it. If that's your calling toward that age, young women, then go for it. I think it's awesome. I love that idea. How do you plan on marketing for that?
Yeah. So if you're a member, you get all premier classes is what they are. And that's where you have an instructor that is guiding your classes versus you just coming into the gym and doing your own training or workout. And then that's the same thing. You can buy a punch card, which allows you as well, if you don't want to commit to the different memberships we have. And that punch card, let's say you buy 6 of them, we give you 1 for free. You can use those 7 classes however you fees within a certain allotted time. I think they give you a year. Yeah, and then from there, a lot of people do our daily drop-in, which is $10. And some people kind of commit that way as well too. But I always tell people, I'm just start with our 10-day free trial, see what works for you. And then we have a lot of options to support different financial demographics and plans.
Gotcha. And how does the gym pay you if they're buying the all access, everything classes? How do you get paid?
Yeah. So it's nice with me being an independent contractor. I'm technically not an employee through Snap. So I just get paid per class. It doesn't matter how many people are in my class. I get $25 per class, and it's a 45-minute class, right? I'm usually there for an hour, just spending my time with my community and sanitizing and getting the class ready. But then it's nice too. They do a good job that if nobody shows up, you get half your pay if you stay for 15 minutes. Yeah, so they do a good job of honoring us.
I love that. You know, my wife's a yoga instructor as well. She's independent. They pay her per class every time. So same kind of deal. Good job. Schakara, you're killing it. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Thank you. No, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. And yeah, it was a good connection again, Shannon.
Yeah, well, it's great to see you, Schakara. You're killing it. Hey, and if you're ever in Colorado, you listening, and you want a great kickboxing ILKB workout, go see Schakara. Proud of you. Keep up the great work.
Awesome
job.
Thank you.